Stay savage, your boy Shino Intro was popping. Today we are back. You know we had episode 67 review, but mind you, we had that review, but now I want to talk about something else that actually took place up in that episode. I want to make a separate video dedicated to it to give you my personal thoughts and personal opinions on what actually went down. So we had a little bit of a confrontation, more like a sparring match, not necessarily a confrontation between my boy Mitsuki and the boy Orochimaru, or shall I say the girl Orochimaru. Well, I can't really specify. And the reason why I'm making this video is because my boy Orochimaru just came out and he was just like, yeah, at some points in my life I was a woman. Some points in my life I was a man. At some points in my life I was other things. So that was letting us know that my man has been trans, you know, it is femininity confirmed. The reason why I wanted to speak on this because a lot of people had a lot of questions about him. They were like, why does he have so much feminine ways? Why is he like this? Is he gay or is he straight? Like, what is Orochimaru? So he basically put it out there that gender doesn't matter to him. It doesn't really matter. I think he's more obsessed with the knowledge and jutsus that he can learn and the fact that he can create his own kids. He don't really need a reproductive organ, you know what I'm saying? He could just do that shit in the lab and he put all that shit on the table today. Now, I bet some of you guys are wondering, what exactly did Orochimaru mean by other things? Well, the thing is, with Orochimaru, if you guys don't really know about him, he tried to master sage jutsu. He tried to master nature jutsu, you know what I'm saying? He tried to actually go into sage mode. But the thing was, he lost control of it. He used it so much that it consumed him and he became the animal of the sage type he was using. That's why you see Orochimaru always appear as a snake. You know, if you guys play like Storm and you see him awaken, you know, he turns into this big ass snake and he has a snake head form. Or you see like his true form in the series. This is why Orochimaru has that true form. You know, now that allows him to have these different forms that can basically let him, you know, snatch up different bodies. He could be a boy, he could be a girl, because he has all these jutsus to allow him to actually like acquire these body types or become these people and shit like that. But you know, he lost himself trying to master sage chakra, and that's why Kabuto kind of emphasized on, I've done something that Orochimaru himself couldn't even do. I mastered sage mode, you know, I became a sage, and that's something Orochimaru didn't necessarily do. However, he knew how to use it, he just wasn't able to master it. That's one of the reasons Jiraiya had the upper hand on him, because Jiraiya was able to master it a bit better than the boy Orochimaru. Orochimaru completely lost himself, and that's probably why he wanted to instill into Mitsuki this ability. He talked to Mitsuki about this ability, he talked to Mitsuki about having these different powers regarding sage mode, and that other people wouldn't understand it because it's a power that's so beyond them. They wouldn't be able to comprehend it, not at this point, because Mitsuki is so young. At this point, everybody be like, yo, this little ass kid can do sage mode. There are people that are adult that can't even comprehend this power. So when people don't comprehend something, when people don't understand something, they either one, bash it, two, attack it, or three, get rid of it altogether. You know, that's what happens a lot of time in real life too. When people don't understand something, they just write it off. They just completely say it's bad, or they say it's trash, or they say it's something dumb. You know, if I don't understand something, I would want to work better to understand it, but in most cases, the whole herd will just go for the thing of let's attack or let's bash it, let's get him out of here, because why is he so destructive? Why does he have this power? You know what I'm saying? This was a very important point that the boy Orochimaru was making to Mitsuki, and he even told Mitsuki, you know, you knew for a fact that if you use this, you wouldn't be able to stay in the village with the boy Boruto, so why would you jeopardize being able to be there? And then he was like, I don't really care about that. I know that Boruto is my son. Boruto is actually going to be the person that connects with Mitsuki, and he's basically saying I need to be there for him regardless of what other people comprehend. You know, if that means I'm going to have to use this power and people going to hate me or not want me here anymore, and I have to use this power to protect Boruto, that's something I want to do. I don't really care what other people think about me. I only care what Boruto thinks. You know what I'm saying? And that was really dope to see. And I'm starting to see him start to bond with this girl Sarada a little bit more as well. So you're starting to see these developmental traits that's popping up in Mitsuki. And I feel like there's another arc that's going to be involving Mitsuki. You know, we had that little early synopsis about what happened with Mitsuki, how he was created. You know, obviously when he fought against Lug and Orochimaru was trying to get him to realize that Boruto was his son. I feel like there's going to be another in-depth arc for Mitsuki coming up in the future. You know, I feel like Mitsuki's going to have a little bit more of a role to play, because you got to think about it, he is one of the main members of Team 7. We have seen a lot of insight about Mitsuki already. We have seen a lot of insight about Sarada as well as Boruto, but I feel like Mitsuki may get a little bigger of a spotlight in terms of the future. Same thing is going to happen with Sarada when she's getting ready to unlock her 3 Tomoe. I don't want to go into details about that because that is spoilers, but you guys know, like, at some point or another, all these things are going to come to fruition and we're going to start to see all these things transpire. overall, it was really dope to see Orochimaru actually express some compassion or caring for Mitsuki, because he even told Mitsuki at the end of their little situation and their little scuffle, you know, after they were sparring and shit like that, after Mitsuki asked him could he sign the scroll and whatever, he was basically like, you should come home so I can see your progress every now and then. Make sure you come to visit, you know. It was really dope, and he even emphasized on how him being there was such a great threat, and a lot of people wouldn't want him to be there, so he shouldn't stay there that much longer, so he had to dip off. But he even stressed the idea that Mitsuki should come home. Mitsuki need to come back so he can assess his abilities or just even hang out with him. I thought that was really dope. You know, we actually seen Orochimaru show some compassion, some caring. This aspects of Orochimaru that we've actually never saw before is starting to happen. Now, don't get me wrong, we have those moments where we saw Orochimaru look kind of to Sasuke as if he was his son, because you guys got to think about it, to a certain degree, Orochimaru had a very big hand in raising Sasuke as well as Kabuto, not to mention most of the ninja from the Sound 4, as well as a lot of different other people such as Karin, Suigetsu, as well as Jugo. You know, we seen him play this father role to them, or even the mother role, because like he said, I was once a man, I was once a woman, and sometimes in this world I was other things. Gender doesn't really matter. So now it makes me believe maybe my boy is pansexual and he just loves what he loves. My man just wants to go with the flow. So that was really dope to see, you know, and how they express that in this series is really different than the normal series from Naruto, because before there wasn't really necessarily telling us anything about, you know, his background, or in terms of like his gender or what he likes or what he wants to be, or, you know, what he classified as. Because if you guys remember, he pretended to be a woman when he was fighting against the boy Sasuke in the Forest of Death. Then we seen him take the body of a man, but he also in his original form did give off very feminine traits. A lot of people didn't understand why, and a lot of people like to call him girly, but now these are the answers that you guys have been looking for. They're finally being put out, and like, I don't think anybody's really talking about this. I really enjoyed the fact that they literally clarified and cleared things up, and I see where Orochimaru is coming from. He's more on a scientific standpoint rather than, you know, being in a sexuality type of thing. You know, he doesn't really care about relationships. He's more so trying to understand the world and understand, you know, jutsus and understand different things like that, and why things play out the way they play out. And that's probably why he took a big interest in Naruto and Sasuke, because like these two were some individuals that defied the normal laws and the normal things that the world was expecting. Because, you know, the Indras and the Ashuras usually supposed to clash, but these two resolved it and made peace, and then they unified the ninja world. So we see them two as like these two different beings, and Orochimaru is trying to figure out why is it like that. So he's trying to recreate that as a scientist. Mind you, he's also a person that studies multiple jutsus, ninjutsus, forbidden techniques, seals, and all type of scrolls. So this man wants to further progress his knowledge by getting the best of the experiences from each perspective. And I see where he's coming from. It's kind of like what 6ix9ine said on Twitter. I know most of you guys probably don't like 6ix9ine, but it was like, you see a 6 and I see a 9, or you see a 9 and I see a 6, but it's different perspectives, but it's literally just different angles of it. You know, I'm seeing what I'm seeing from my perspective, and you're seeing what you're seeing from your perspective, you know. And that's kind of what Orochimaru is giving us insight. You know, he's just looking at things from all angles, even not being a being which will be classified as human. This man has gone so far in his research that way he can make everything the way he needs it to be in order to excel as a ninja. Like, this man really has pushed the limits to learn every ninjutsu ever known to man, every different type of technique. You know, this man Orochimaru has intel almost on everything. This even pushed me to believe further that he might know about the Kara. Also, I would like to add, this explains probably why we never saw Orochimaru actually get with my girl Tsunade. I know Jiraiya had this big love interest for her. You know, obviously there were subtle hints that she cared a lot about Orochimaru, but, you know, obviously in the end she realized Jiraiya would have been the best route to go, but it was like kind of too late for that. It was really weird to see all this pan out. Not to mention, I'm looking at this from a person who came from the Naruto franchise, and I'm looking at it in a Boruto standpoint. Like, they were completely touching upon topics that can be related to the real world, as like the world is ever changing, how like new laws have been passed, and, you know, people are being accepted for who they truly are rather than being bashed and talked about in this day and age. You know what I'm saying? They're actually starting to implement that into different shows and stuff like that. And now that they implementing this into the motherfucking Boruto universe, a lot of people might start to feel a little bit more comfortable with themselves, and this might help engage a lot of people and also reach out to a different demographic. I know a lot of people may feel like different opinions and different views on it, but I think it's really enjoyable when you can take something and basically unite a complete fan base and take a whole bunch of other people and put them together. It's kind of like the video game aspect or the anime world as a whole. You know, most of us, we don't really share different ideals. We might be different color, we might be different race, we might be different skin tone, you know, gender, but we all like the same thing. You know, if I like Naruto, you like Naruto. I don't see that you're black or you're white. I see that you like Naruto. You know, I see you playing Call of Duty. We playing Call of Duty. We playing a Naruto game. We playing a Naruto game. That's what we share a common interest in, and that's probably what they're trying to do in terms terms of relating to a lot of people and their struggles, as well as, you know, help people find out who they truly are. I thought that was really dope, and I thought that was a very unique concept that they put into the Naruto world, you know, because initially we didn't see anything like that before, and it did answer a lot of questions people had about the boy Orochimaru. So honestly, let me know your personal thoughts and personal opinions on this. Let me know how you feel about this in the comment section below. These are my personal thoughts and personal opinions, and with that being said, my name is Shino Bentro. Stay true and stay real, and until next time, see you guys later. Boise!
Trap.